Hello, everybody. Let me get my camera switched here. Eek. I was saying my final. Hi, everybody. I'm Jamie with Craft Chameleon, by the way. I was saying my final goodbyes to our postman. Tomorrow. His last day was going to be the 22nd, but tomorrow's going to be his last day, and I won't be here. Um, Tomorrow I'm going to be working from home. Yay me! And so I wanted to say goodbye. He's been a great postman, and we're certainly going to miss him. So thank you, Brian, for your service. He's also ex-military, ex-army. So he's going into the VA to get some well needed um, back surgery. He's got back issues. So, hello, Charlotte. Missed you yesterday. Charlotte's from, oh, here, let me get that popped up there. Charlotte's from Oregon, Eastern Oregon. I remember. Hi, Miss Deb. How are you? And bye, Mr. Postman. You got that right. Although he did give me his last name today, so that I could look him up on Facebook and we can be Facebook pals, right? So today, what we're going to do is, let me show you here. We made this yesterday, right? And this is what we're going to make today. So you could actually have this in your front yard and have that on your front door, and you could be all matchy, 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 matchy. Ooh. Now, as someone asked me the other day, why do you have such a small press? It's because of my crafting area, the size of my crafting area. And it's not very deep. So I couldn't, even if I shoved everything over here, I still couldn't get my big press over here, because I do have a 15 by 15 and I do have a 20 by whatever, 16, is that what it is? I can't remember. So I have both of those, but what I can fit up here is the 9 by 12. And I wanted to see if I could do it. Well, then I started thinking, what if it's just absolutely impossible? And how am I going to do this? And how am I going to do that? So I went ahead and made one. Made one on this little press. And I'm going to give you tips and tricks on what works really well and how to pick out your design and everything. We got someone else with us. Aaron, you're here today. Hello. So let me go ahead and flip over to the other camera now, and we'll get started, because this is kind of a process. If you have a smaller heat press, this is kind of a process to do a bigger thing like that. Now, first of all, see how this is kind of painterly, kind of watercolorish? You want a design that is forgiving. And this is a very forgiving design. So if this gets a little darker, it doesn't matter, because it's already light and dark all over. Can you see that? Hopefully. And I also put up a new stand for my camera, so hopefully this is a better angle for you too. So you need your printout, and this is a 13 by 18. Sorry, 13 by 19, because our flags are 12 by 16, roughly. We sell the flags. You get a package of 5 for $7.19. You could, if you wanted to, I haven't tried that, do 2 pieces, patch it. You could also do like a corner and a corner and a corner, and then something in the middle, if you have a smaller printer. Okay, or we can print it for you. This is the free file on our app, and it would be kind of cool. Someone said the other one would be cool on a Tumblr. This would be cool on a Tumblr too. And then obviously make it smaller. So the other things you need are your butcher paper, and then I utilize, and that's why it's all warped, I utilize this, there we go. I utilized a piece of cardboard. And this is just a piece of cardboard that came in one of our boxes that was shipped to us with something in it. So, and that is so I can move this around and it doesn't droop and pull away from the tape. That's the whole purpose of the cardboard. And so I'm putting my first piece of white butcher paper on there. And I have to tell you, the paper that I use in here, in my office, in the studio area, is only 12 inches wide. So I taped two pieces together. And so I went back out to the classroom and got this wider paper. So wider paper does make it a little bit easier. I think. I'll let you know when this is over, right? Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have the wrong side towards you. And then this is really easy. Yeah, you can see that. You can see right through. For locating, you know, how high up do you want the home? How low down do you want the B? How far over? So this looks pretty good to me. I'm going to start taping. Now this will take a little while. But I didn't want to pre-tape because I wanted you to see all the other components. So how many people have downloaded the app? Did you know we have a free font, a garden font? No, flower font. It's really cute. I can't wait to use it. I have some designing to do. I think I will use that. I hope a lot of you have gotten it. I use it a lot. I use the Caesar app a lot too. I'm just an app user, I guess. It's so much easier than trying to use the web on my phone. Okay, and now I'm going to turn this around. Tape up the rest. There we go. I was in sublimation camp, and there was in the Facebook group, and there was a discussion going on about Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo for doing sublimation designs. And I was surprised because one woman was very adamant that you could only do sublimation designs in Designer. And I hardly ever I have it, but I hardly ever use it. What do you guys use? What is your preference? Okay, so now I'm going to sandwich these, and then I'm going to do a little trimming. And the reason being, you're going to need to feel rather than see. You can't see me, but I'm trimming the where this is located. It won't go any further because that's where the stanchion is, the new stanchion for the camera. How do you like this? That's another question. How do you like this camera angle? Is it better? Okay. When I get this, because this is going to go 4 times, unless I'm brilliant, and I'm really not. So this is going to go 4 times. And we don't have that much here. So we'll start here. And this, let's make sure we're at the edge. And we're at the edge and the top. Okay, so this is going to be, at the edge, yes, barely. Because remember, the flag is 12 wide. This one's a little wider than 12 wide. So I'm going to be moving this as we're heating this baby up to get the edges. Anne says she has not downloaded the app yet, but she will later. Hello, Facebook user. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm about 30 seconds in, so I'm just going to move this over just a titch so that I get that other edge, making sure that I get it. And then I'm going to go at 15 seconds and grab this other edge. Okay, I'm going to grab the other edge. I'm grabbing my pencil. Although I found I really didn't need to do that. You can actually see really well where you have gotten to. Okay, so there we have that. And I am going to take a peek and see how I think this did on the edge. Oh, it's fine on the edge. Once again, remember, it doesn't matter. Ooh, hot. Very good. As much, because this is a watercolor, so you have lots of options. Now, I really should have paid better attention. Okay, here we go. Because I have this much, so I'm not going to get that far on here. Okay. My other one, because I had 2 pieces of paper, it slid around a lot. There was lots of sliding. So let's see. I want to make sure. I think I'm good. Let's hit that. Yeah, I have to come over to the side on both ways. So I have this on 45 seconds, and at 30 seconds I'll shift it, and then at 15 seconds I'll shift it. And my temperature is 375. And I have medium pressure on this. And the only reason is because it's so slippery. Well, it was on my first one. That's what I should say. Oh, crud. I missed my time. And I want to stay even with where I was. I'm going to have to go another 15 seconds, you guys. Okay. So this one's going to be a little darker because I was talking. Okay. There we go. Now you'll notice I have this strip down the middle. You're right, I do. So what I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to grab it this way. And I'm going to go about 30 seconds. So that's the beauty of this design. I wouldn't necessarily do this if it were solid stripes or something, because that would well, it wouldn't look right. I'm almost positive. But you see how handy having this on the cardboard is? It gives you something rigid that you can move around. Sorry about that. Let's see what we did over here. How's it looking? How's it cooking? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're almost there. Thank you for your patience. So watercolors are what you're looking for. The watery, colory, or floral, you know, where the colors come in and out and it has depth to it. not just a graphic, let me turn this off, not just a graphic, I'm going to sneeze, I'm sorry you guys, I'm going to move this over a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Not just a solid graphic, you know, like stars and stripes and everything is very rigid and linear. You know what I'm saying? So let's start taking this off. You know, the one thing on this one I didn't make sure was that I got right in here. I hope I did. We'll find out. It'll be a whole big blank spot, right? Maybe I won't take all the tape off. Maybe just the tape off one side. There we go. Well, it appears to have. That's exciting. Have any of you done anything like this before where you've used a piece of cardboard? I know I got the idea because Becky Dykes came up here and we did a sublimation class. And we did the oversized mats on the front door. And people love those. But they were bigger than my 16 by whatever press. Okay, so this one right here, there's a light spot. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. It looks, actually, it looks worse there than it does. What I would do in real life is I would tear this out and I would take my little thing and I would go over that. Because I can, because of this. Actually, what time is it? How much time do I have? Do I have time to do that? 17 in. So yeah, we got time to do that. I'm going to do that. And we'll make the save. Oops. Getting ready to lose. I don't need home. Hive. Yes, I do need Hive. Part of Hive I need. Okay. So we're going to have to wait for my, I guess the heat press is probably not far off though. I don't have to use that. I'll just use the heat press. It's only been turned off a couple seconds. Home sweet Hive. Okay, tape. Let's see if we can do it. And it looks nice. In my past life, I did some design work on some construction materials, private label design work, and so this guy was buying a truckload of this stuff, and we were putting his, we did it for all of the customers, put the logos on it, and I said, okay, you want to fax me over your logo, and you know, then I'll make up like 3 or 4 choices and I'll fax them over to you. Yeah, because faxes. And the guy was like, yeah, we don't have a fax machine. And I said, well, I can mail it to you. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And he goes, no, ma'am. He said, you just make it look nice. I'm like, you're buying a truckload. Actually, he bought 3 truckloads from Make It Look Nice. That's how much he trusted me. I thought, I would not trust anybody that much. Okay, so this will have to be smaller and 2 pieces. There we go, because I do want to protect my platen. And that was kind of in the middle, wasn't it? So we'll slide that dude over. And hopefully we can get it all up in there. Home sweet hive. And we'll see. See if it works. I'm very loosey-goosey. So, hey, Faye. Mary Carol, hey, yes, talking and crafting is, well, for me, is way harder than it looks. Way harder. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see if I hit the mark. Or was I off kilter? Oh, wow, that is so much better. Yay me. So even, now once again, this is on the loosey-goosey watercolor stuff, not on stars and stripes that are very, or dots or anything that's very regimented. That looks so much better. Okay. I would never try this if it were, a very, but this is like splattered ink. Where did I see splattered ink? Here. There's some splatters, this is my kind of design work. I know that I'm going to have to do it on a small press right now. I didn't know that. But this is free on our app. And I think it changes. Well, actually, this just came out, I think. Maybe, no, it changes. I don't know when it's going to change, though. It won't change with the newsletter. We may just do these once a month. But, okay, let me flip the camera. Okay, I'm back. So, let's see. Oh, hi, Carol. She's a Facebook user. Okay, here we go. Anna said, oh, sorry, Anna. I tried to design in GIMP. GIMP is a little harder to use. I just purchased a Sawgrass, so I'm excited to play with the program it comes with. I love SubCamp. Yeah, that was an amazing thing, wasn't it? So did you get Affinity Design? Was that the design program? So this kind of program right here, or this kind of design, I should say, it's more of a painterly type design. So you're going to need to use a raster program and GIMP, AF Photo, Affinity Photo. I call everything AF. An Illustrator, and mostly Silhouette program. They are vector programs. Corel, Julie, and Miss Mary, they're all over that Corel. No, thank you. No, thank you, please. So I always used Photoshop. And then when I needed the vector portion, I just used Silhouette. So when I got the Affinity Photo, it had some vector properties in there. So if you can, whatever you've made, depending on how you bring it in, or if it's already a shape or something, you can use some vector tools on it. And it's all the vector tools I need. So I hardly ever go over to my Affinity Designer. I do every once in a while and then go, you know what, I could just do this over. So I would suggest, checking out the Designer. The Silhouette program's free. If you bump up, you get to save in more things. And there's some really neat tools in the bumped up version of Silhouette, but that's also good. Linda's cruising in a little bit late. If you had your Camaro, this wouldn't happen. That was the most fun. Well, it wasn't the most fun post, but it was one of the better posts, wasn't it? Questions for drawing. That was really a lot of fun, reminiscing and seeing all the old cars and cars I never knew existed. There's somebody who had a Simca, and she said it looks. We laughed because it looks like it's coming and going in either direction because it looked like it had headlights on both ends. It was really funny. So thanks for playing. Tomorrow it's turned off. Tomorrow we'll have a new question, and Julie will be picking the winner. Little reminder, Julie, and we'll announce it tomorrow. Hello, Faith. Oh, I told Katie I was going to ask you something. Oh, do you grow your own worms? I know that sounds strange. Do you raise your own worms for your reptiles? I told Katie I would ask you. Thank you, Anne. Affinity's back on sale. Fabulous. I got a new computer and I don't want to move any of my other ones. So that is good news. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Carol. So it's regularly like $50, I think. And so that means it's 25, you guys. Don't buy the books. Maybe you're smarter than me, but the books were not helpful. But that's just what I'm saying. Corral for life, Miss Mary. That is a hoot. Mary Carol is Miss Mary's Embroidery, and she is on Facebook. She's on YouTube. She has a great YouTube channel. She has her website, obviously, and Instagram. I don't know where else she is. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. In case if anybody remembers Chicken Man. All right. I know, like those doors, what I call door stay cars. They're so like, you know. I agree 100%, Aaron. I love looking at the old cars too. Uh, I know I hadn't thought about the disco doll in years either. And the one gal who had like another GM of whatever my Chevy Malibu Classic, she had another GM make of that, and she talked about having to do the butterfly trick. And I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that in years, years. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. You buy them, okay. I told her I didn't think there was a way to really raise them. She was like, could we raise them? And I'm like, I don't think so, but I'll ask Faith. If anybody knows, she'll know. Uh, Blue horn worms from Amazon, crickets, and worms. Oh, so you get them all for Amazon. I'll tell her because they're going to the pet store and they're kind of pricey. And you know, little Noelle's getting kind of big. I mean, she's not huge, but compared to what she was when she came to us. Kale. I'll have to tell Katie. I really don't use designer, but it's just okay, so you know me, and I am just loosey goosey. I love watercolor. I love like, oh, let the love flow kind of thing. And so when you see like I did a little kawaii cat in I did it a couple different ways because I'm trying to do more vector stuff. But you know, that was not a labor of love. That was a labor of pain. So, yeah, I don't, that's not me. And I do use the vector components, but they're right there inside of the designer. I mean, the photo. But if you are a vector person, then there's a ton more tools. And there's even a place where you can switch from one to the other. These, I don't even remember what they're called. I don't do that, obviously. So I really am a photo person, or a raster person who just implements a little vector in there. So, and we got our links up, you guys. I will tell she and her dad. Oh, hey, Faith, would you? She said, eh, so if you have lizards and you want good links to Amazon, would you send me your links and I'll give them to Katie? So do you use Procreate, Miss Mary, for your raster images? I do own Procreate. I have opened it and looked at it. I'm a mouse user, so the whole pen and pushing and yeah, I mean, I grew up obviously in a time where we didn't have computers, and when I went to design school, we did it by hand. Uh, but this is so much better. There's no mess to clean up. You don't have to get out all your supplies. I mean, it's just like wow. So yeah, I don't Procreate. Let's see what she said. Oh, she tries to do YouTube tutorials with Pro. It's limited. Usually, the easier it is, the more limitations you have. So, anywho, well, this has been really fun, you guys. Mary, it was great to see you and Faith. And oh, here, do you remember? Who remembers Romper Room? Did everybody have Romper Room? And at the end, Miss Penny or Miss whoever you had dressed up in the princess costume would have a mirror and she'd put it up to her face, but it was empty, so she could see through the mirror and she'd be like, and I see you, Susie, and I see you, Freddie, and I see you. Thanks for stopping by. So I'll be back next Tuesday, like a bad penny. Keep popping up. Remember, both of these are free until Sunday, so be sure to grab them. They're loosey goosey. Bye, everybody.